I think in the grand scheme of things, I always felt like something was missing. Like everyone had a person, and I didn't really have like a person.
I grew up in the church as a boy, elementary school age. Remember, I still have my first Bible. It's got my name in it, 1969. But that Bible didn't get used.
Sometimes I feel really blessed that, I am blessed that the Lord allowed me to live almost half my life now, but half my life without Christ and half my life with Him, because, and that's what I always say, like, I'm thankful for that because I can truly share and relate to people and say, look, I know what it was like.
Another young girl that I was friends with had taken her own life, and I knew a little bit about that, and I didn't share that information.
At the age of 13, I discovered pornography. And so throughout my life, that struggle intensified.
I felt that her life had been in my hands and I didn't do that. So just all those feelings of shame, guilt, and really kind of like disgust and no self-worth.
I was far from God. Yeah, I was not seeking God. I was not in prayer. So I went through some really tough times.
Leading up to this point in my life, if I think about life like driving a car, I'm driving all the time looking backwards, looking at what was and what I have to do and how I'm earning space in the world. And I think I learned that I didn't realize, like, I have Jesus beside me and I don't even need a rear view mirror.
I was a man of lies. And, I was, in essence, we see it in the movies, I was living two lives, right? On the outside, I was this successful businessman. I had a good marriage on the surface. But in the end, any chance I got, I was living and walking in the darkness, and my wife knew it. She challenged me multiple times, and frankly, our marriage was severely damaged. But if it were not for God working in her life, I mean, her faith is, in my opinion, beyond compare. And when she shared with me that God had told her, do not leave this marriage, I've got bigger plans, that said a lot to me.
Having someone really explain to me who God is and what Jesus has done for me, I think it changed everything. I think opening my heart to what is real and forgetting, like letting down that rough, tough, part of me allowed me to see that I can sit with myself and it's calm.
Growing up in a family that didn't know Jesus definitely made me very passionate about helping others to find their salvation and know the Lord. And and throughout this journey, I think the Lord has reminded me too that, like, you have a purpose. Like, I put you on earth for a purpose, and my goal has been to discover that purpose. Like, how do you want to use me? And this isn't my life anymore, Lord. This is your life.
I didn't have that go-to all the time, and I just feel full. Like, I feel like Jesus is my person. I remember I was at service on my own that day. No, like, my general people hadn't come, and I accepted Jesus, that day on my own. And I remember calling Kieran and saying, I found my person. Like, I just made Jesus my person. And I was like crying but laughing. So I think I really do know, Like, I really do believe I'm not alone in any one thing.
We have this perspective that we have to be perfect, and we're not. We're not perfect. We go through this life, and if we are seeking the Lord and seeking Him with every intention of our soul, then He walks alongside of us, and He nurtures us, and He feeds us, and He lifts us up every day when we get into a valley. And if I stay focused on Him, I don't care what's going on around me. He has awakened me to so much over the past couple of years in particular that I have no reason to be shameful.
The feeling of freedom, the feeling really knowing in myself that I don't have to carry that stuff anymore. That is not who I am.
But that's who Christ is He loves us unconditionally, and He is there whenever we need Him. So as His hands and feet, I want to be readily available to go out and do that, to show that love and give other people the hope and the peace that I have found in Christ.
You have to receive the gift that He's just waiting to give you, right? I mean, He's on that cross. He's not turning away from us. He's beckoning you. And when I realized that He was not ashamed of me, then why do I worry about what anybody else thinks? Right? Because I live to glorify Him. I don't live anymore to glorify Mike.
The church hasn't always been portrayed as this positive thing. There's been a lot of negative attention in the media, a lot of this and that, and I get it. There's hypocritical people out there, but I do not want to be that as a Christian. I don't want to be a hypocrite, and I don't want to live like that. I want to be real, and I want people to know that Christ truly does change lives, and that when you choose to live for Him and seek His face and know Him, then you can love like He loves and encourage others to experience that same thing.